We don't want ICC's hypocrisy to apply here in our country. President Putin is welcome. We know our friends. We know the people who liberated us. We know the people who supported us.
What's up, everybody? I hope you're all doing good. It's a beautiful day. I'm excited. I'm in a very good mood today. Well, we got some news here. But first of all, I don't know, have you ever been in a situation like in a class? In a class as a student, you know, in high school, or maybe, I don't know, before that, where you had this one friend that was very strong and everybody was scared of him. Okay, this colleague in class, everybody was scared of this guy, and he would tell everybody what to do, like, you get out, you get out, you come here, you stand. Okay, we lived that. And in that time, you could not go and tell on him. That's snitching. You cannot go to the teacher and say, this guy is making me feel uncomfortable. I know the world has changed. Today, people just complain, I'm feeling uncomfortable, I'm threatened. We were never threatened. We handled that way. That was kind of manhood at that time. We grew up that way. So I've experienced that in the past, and I've seen situations where this strong guy that everybody feared one day was faced with another guy that nobody feared. They had a little altercation, and the smaller guy beat the living crap out of him, and everybody was happy. Everybody went ballistic, like, whoa, did you see that? Yeah. And that was the end of his reign. I remember that clearly. It was crazy moment. So the lesson here is this. When somebody intimidates everybody quite a lot, it may come a time where people are fed up. They try to find a strategy to throw him over. Yeah, that just was nothing. Anyway, so the Ugandan president's son, the son of the president of the Ugandan nation, has made a statement that inflamed most of the people, that have scared most of the people at the same time. He said something along the lines that Uganda is ready to send troops in Russia if Russia demands it from Uganda. Meaning Uganda is ready to send soldiers in Russia to go and defend Vladimir Putin. Let's read. Uganda will send soldiers to defend Russia if Moscow requests it. This was stated by the son of the Ugandan president, Yoweri Museveni, Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Call me Putinist if you like. We in Uganda should send soldiers to defend Moscow if it's ever threatened by the imperialists. Wow, he called them imperialists. Can you believe that? Kainerugaba wrote on Twitter, the West is wasting time with useless pro-Ukrainian propaganda. Added the president's son, who had already expressed controversial position in the past and was a staunch supporter of Vladimir Putin. In a series of tweets published in recent months, Kainerugaba, who is announced his intention to stand as candidate for the 2026 presidential. So this man, first of all, is a soldier. Okay, he's a military, well-formed, and he's standing firm and speaking openly. He's a general in the army. He's not just anybody. So this is a general in a Ugandan army, in an African army, saying we are ready to send troops in Russia to defend Putin if the imperialists dare to go and derange him. That's very bold to say, right? So let's get into the depth of it. Why would he say this? Why would he come boldly and speak out about the situation? Most of us remember a while back, for those of us who don't know, Uganda has discovered a lot of oil and gas in the country. So the president was trying to make a deal with external countries to try and make an international market. They were trying to sell gas and oil to international market, which would be a very good thing for the country, obviously in economic and financial situation. It would improve the living of the citizens. I mean, just imagine you just discovered oil in the backyard. That's something to celebrate, right? That would have made a tremendous change for Ugandans. So he came to the world and said, listen guys, we've got oil and gas in our country. Are you interested to come and do business with us? Some of the countries refused, but a few others were okay to do it with them, and private companies, including Total from France. They finally came to an agreement where Uganda will export the oil to Tanzania. Uganda, being an enclaved country, a country that doesn't have shores to the sea, decided to deal with Tanzania to send the oil to Tanzania, then to send the oil to the international market. That was the goal. A few moments later, some people in the parliament, in the European Parliament, sat together discussing on why Uganda should not move forward with this project, because they believe this project will be detrimental to the nature. It will destroy the parks. It will destroy the homes of the wild animals. Yeah, they care more about wild animals than they care about humans. I mean, Ugandans making a better life for themselves, improving their livelihood. They made a lot of comments. So this NGO with parliamentarian in Europe deciding for Uganda, saying we in parliament in Europe, we are deciding that Uganda should not move forward with its project of oil. Can you believe that? And with that came an uproar in Uganda. Why? Who are they? Who are they to decide for us? This is our country. This is our land. It's our oil. It's our gas. We need to make money out of it like they did in the country to progress and be where they are today. Why are we not allowed to make money out of the good things that we have? But you've done it before. At the end of the day, the Ugandan president decided to move forward with the project.
Now, for the European Union, I spent many years studying English, 12 years. I think one of the words I picked up in those years is insufferable. Some of these people are insufferable. You need to control yourself not to explode. So shallow, so egocentric, so wrong that they think they know everything, broadcast their ignorance all over the place, but they should calm down. So the plan will be implemented according to schedule. And the main point is that we are moving forward with our program.
Yes, this man is respectable soldier, very strong. That's why I believe it's very good. It's necessary for people to go to the army because the army just gives you something. I mean, just look at military personnel. They just got this discipline, this strength. And I firmly believe that a man should definitely have a level of discipline and strength to make his own decision. A man should not be fearful and stand on his beliefs and his values and not be shaken by anybody that tries to push him around. And that's what the army gives you in some level, I firmly believe. So the president said we're moving forward with the projects. The project has moved forward. A few months later, Kamala Harris came to Africa, trying to convey African countries to allow marriages between, you know what I'm saying? I cannot say it here because we're going to be censored. She went to Ghana, Tanzania, then Uganda, and Uganda refused. They say they're not interested. They want to keep their values. They want to keep the tradition. They do not allow people of the same, to get married. That's part of their tradition. And who are we to judge them? That's their tradition. That's the way of life.
Deviations from normal. This deviant, is he deviant by nature or by nurture? The Western countries should stop wasting the time of humanity by trying to impose their practices on other peoples.
I mean, you wouldn't go to somebody's door and try to teach them how to be. Now, the Ugandan president said they do not incur any danger in our country. They're fine. Nobody touches them. But the law was voted. And after that, all you need to do is think. Take the incident where they asked him to stop his project. And you add to that the fact that he refused to obey when he was told to allow those type of marriages to happen. They were hit with sanctions. The US said they will not provide what they were supposed to provide for them because Uganda gets some aid coming from the United States. I think to the level of $300 million a year. They've stopped that.
Is anything like sanctions or some other concrete measure being considered by the US side if this law should take effect?
This is the Parliament passing it. It still has some process to go here. We're certainly watching this real closely, and we would have to take a look at whether or not there might be repercussions that we would have to take, perhaps in an economic way, should this law actually get passed and enacted. And that would be really unfortunate because so much of the economic assistance that we provide Uganda is health assistance.
There are some restrictions around visas for Ugandans and many other things. So he's not in the good books of the USA. We're talking about the president of Uganda. And I think it's just normal that his son comes forward because people get tired. We're thinking about the story of the strong man in the class again here. People get upset at a certain level. They want to come and support the guy that stands up to him. So usually it's about somebody standing up to the strong man. You stand up to the strong man and everybody come and support you. So somebody's just waiting for someone to stand to the strong man who's intimidating everybody, making everybody feel uncomfortable, for them to come and support him. And do you feel that way too? Do you feel that this is what's happening? Africa is standing up. People are learning to express themselves. Unlike many years before where people could not object to many things, today people say, no, we don't want this. We don't want that for us. This doesn't work for us. They can openly express themselves about their beliefs. Listen to Julius Malema, who expressed himself very strongly a few weeks earlier.
We don't want ICC's hypocrisy to apply here in our country. President Putin is welcome. We know our friends. We know the people who liberated us. We know the people who supported us. In Kutokonaval, the weapons that were used in Kutokonaval that led to the liberation of South Africa were coming from Russia. Russia supplied us with weapons in Kutokonaval. Cuba supplied us with soldiers. MK was drunk. Cuba brought the soldiers. Russia brought the armaments. We were supposed to be the ones that are being complimented and supported by these other countries who were found wanting.
I firmly believe, fellas, that respect is very important. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's in the office, with your friends, with family, respect is important. You may be strong physically or strong financially. You still need to give respect to other people. The less respect you give to people, the more they're willing to stand to you. And as soon as one stands to you and everybody sees it, it becomes very difficult to intimidate anybody else. God bless.